Good morning, my people. Good morning, everyone right there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to every one of you. How you guys doing today? We're back again this morning. Yes, it's Thursday morning. Yes, Friday's around the corner. Yeah, so how you guys doing? So I will have a video here for you guys from our brother Stephen Eriamato, who is going to take us through on these land grabbers and the consequences and why they're actually doing what they're doing and the gains attached to what they're doing. Okay, let's listen, my people. I appreciate every one of you. Thank you.
But very fast one. Let me talk about something. I'm always a guy who see things from another point of view. Please share this video. This is going to help us very well. I'm always a guy who see things from another point of view. I didn't go to school just to go to school just to go through the four walls of a school. I went to school in order for me to acquire knowledge and wisdom. For the Bible says, wisdom profited to direct. Okay, and so that's why anytime things comes on the social media space, before I begin to speak on them, I would have been able to do a just cause to those very particular facts and figures. I don't just jump into it because of sentiment or because I hate one person or because the ideology of one person does not actually coincide with my kind of ideology. Then I will have to pick up on people like that. Since this whole land grab is say no to land grabbing protests came up on Monday, there have been a lot of issues running and flying on the social media space that has actually been trying to derail the original plan of the organizer of the protest. Yesterday, I came out to define who is a land grabber, and I was able to make it very clear that a land grabber is one who forcefully underline takes someone else's land without compensation. Forcefully underlined, take someone else's land without compensation and sell to another. That's a land grabber. Now, today I also want to do another part of it because it's good that we educate our people both at home and in diaspora. You all know me, those of you in diaspora, that I'm a man of integrity, a man of uprightness. So I have no skeleton in my cupboard. That's why I will always stand for the truth, nothing but the truth at every point in time. Now, what actually makes someone to be a land grabber? Is someone buying a land from someone else that makes it to be a land grabber? That's what I'm going to talk about today. I want to give a vivid example to be able to make my point clear, and that will help me to buttress some facts and figures, logically, legally, and otherwise. Now, if Mr. A goes into a community B to buy a land, and as of today in the Edo South setting of land sales, which I have been engaged since during the election of Gwanoga Sobasiki last year, that it is completely wrong for a group of young lads or the entire community to sell lands to enrich themselves without not putting in place the basic amenities for the development of this new community or metropolis that they are opening. I remembered I gave a very clear pathway to the governor, and I did it about 3 weeks ago when the issue of land grabbing also came up, and I made it very clear that this is the way the government can go in order for the government to be able to solve the issue of land grabbing, double sales of one land to multiple persons, land encroachment, and illegal demolition of already built property to some substantial level. And I know with the new PPP law amended as of 2021, I believe strongly that the government of Honorable Obaseki will look into some of those recommendations that many of us have put in place in order for him to find a lasting solution to the issue of lands in the southern part of Edo and in the entire Edo state in general. Now, having said this right now, if Mr. A buys a land from community B, under assumption now, and Mr. A decided to sell to Mr. C, having acquired a legal document called the deed of transfer to the land. A deed of transfer is a document written to show there was an exchange of money for the said parcel of land with the resources available on the land as at that point in time. Now, after Mr. A bought from Mr. Community B and Mr. A sold to Mr. C, Mr. C decided not to sell to Mr. D. Get it clear, guys? Now, during that point in time, someone sprang up from the community of Community B to lay possession on the land sold to Mr. A by Community B, and Mr. A selling to Mr. B, and Mr. B selling to, Mr. C selling to Mr. D. Now, if someone else comes out from the community, lay claim to that land, which was sold to Mr. A by Community B, that does not define Mr. A or Mr. C a land grabber. The truth of the matter is this: Mr. A and Mr. C are actually victims of land grabbing. The reason is this: in most communities today, the youth has the legal right, as of today, traditionally speaking, to sell lands. The Ojoweres also have the right to sell lands. The Enogis also have the right to sell lands. And even today, Ohens, the chief priests of the deities of most communities, are also selling lands. Okay, guys? Now, Mr. A and Mr. C are victims of land grabbing. Now, if Mr. D decides to take Mr. C to court because the land that was sold to Mr. C by Mr. D has some dispute in it, Mr. D had done nothing wrong to Mr. C, because during the exchange of deed of transfer, there is a column in that very particular deed which states categorically clear that for any reason there is a dispute of a third party on the said portion of land sold to Mr. D, Mr. C is liable to pay a compensation to Mr. D and all the money that was spent by Mr. D during the purchase of the land, and also if there was any form of litigation. In quote, that does not make Mr. C a land grabber. Neither does it make Mr. A land grabber. Both Mr. A, Mr. C, and Mr. D are actually victims of land grabbing. But Mr. C, who therefore sold land to Mr. D, will be challenged by Mr. D, and Mr. C will have to challenge Mr. A who sold the land to him. Mr. A will not have to challenge the community B, that sold land to them. That is the position of the law. I do not know the legal angle that some of our legal luminaries in Benin are dealing with this issue. Now, guys, in the issue of law, emotions need to be taken away completely. Completely. You need to take emotions away in order for you to be able to see the law. That is why, if you go to any court of law today, the court is actually blind to emotions, nepotism, favoritism, tribalism. Justice is blind to anything that has to do with favoritism or emotion. So when you are dealing with issues of this nature, we must actually sit down, no matter the political difference or the ideological differences of these people. These are the facts, guys. If you decide to not use, because of your own personal interest in an issue, to want to paint the entire struggle in a bad light, you are not only affecting those people who are clamoring for a change of the status quo in Edo South about land grabbing, encroachment, and illegal demolition. Rather, you are now enacting a very bad precedent on the people, on the generation that will have to come after us. I am a developer, and I know quite all right that I bought many lands that I use in doing my little business in Benin from communities directly. So there was already a deed. That deed covers you, if not because of the corruptionness of the Nigerian judiciary. A deed of transfer is enough to nail the original seller of the land. Not who sold to, not Mr. C that sold to Mr. D. The original seller of the land is Community B, who is actually the originator of the confusion in the land grabbing issue. But rather than them dealing with the community that you bought the land from, individuals will now be stressed to a point where they will not be asked to pay for what they know little or nothing about. Here is also, if Mr. A is a member of the community of Community B, there Mr. A is liable because that is Mr. A and Community B are one and same. You see the difference now? If Mr. A is a member of Community B and Mr. A sold to Mr. C, Mr. C sold to Mr. D, and along the line, Mr. E came out from nowhere to lay claim to the land bought by Mr. D from Mr. C. Now, since Mr. A is a member of the community, he didn't buy. There was what we call an allotment or an allocation of a parcel of land. So, a land was allocated to Mr. A by Community B. Okay, guys? Now, Mr. A directly had a contact with Community B. Therefore, Mr. C has the legal right to sue Mr. A and Community B over defraudment. As at this point in time, Mr. B, Mr. C, and Mr. D has no case to answer in a court of law because they are actually victims of land grabbing and extortion. because they paid for the said property. That is why a document is written to that effect. This is not stealing like someone stole a car and sell to you. If even properties are being sold and stolen and they sell to you, and you buy this property with legal papers, legal documents to prove the exchange, you can still win the case in the competent jurisdiction of the court of law. So guys, this whole issue that has become a very disturbing one today as a result of some vested interest is actually heartbreaking for some of us. We are feeling a little bit hot because we felt Edo South had grown beyond what we are experiencing today. We actually I felt that the entire Benin was in support of a stop to land grabbing. When Obama enacted the PPP law 2017 and the PPP law 2021 as amended, I thought there was high jubilation in the kingdom of Benin to end the menace that has made the ancient kingdom to be backward as far as development is concerned. I thought that the entire developer in Benin Kingdom was actually in support of the agitation for a stop to the intimidation, victimization, illegal demolition, land encroachment, illegal land encroachment, and land grabbing by some selected few. But since on Monday that the protest actually came into play, it has not clear to so very many of us that many of the people that we actually thought was in support of this agitation are actually part and parcel of the racketing of land grabbing in Edo South. It is the best administrative setting from time immemorial have not become the laughing stock of others. Yeah, sorry guys. So, it's unfortunate that we find ourselves in this predicament today. But we can still make the difference. I want to call on all those in diaspora. I'm one of you. I know how we struggle. I know how we suffer to acquire properties here in Nigeria, by acquiring landed properties, by acquiring in Benin. We buy lands in other states. We don't have issues. A friend of mine called me yesterday and said he bought a land in Benin about 6 months ago. As of today, the land has been taken away from him. But he had a land in Lagos in the past 3 years. Not developed yet, and nothing has happened to that land. He had not been in that place for years, but nothing has happened to it. The land is still the way it is. We should try to transform people to change this ugly trend. We should try to change this ugly trend, guys. Let's support justice. Let's not do things because of our own personal interest. What is bad is bad. If you supported Obaseki during the election, and today you are against the abolition of land grabbing and other social devices in Edo State, I'm sorry. You actually fought for your interest, not the interest of the general people. I want to make it very clear here, guys. A few guys that knows me while I was back there in Sweden. I am a citizen. I'm a European citizen. So the truth of the matter is this, guys, I can never suffer in my life again. Highest, I'll return back there, I'll be on social benefits all my life. If the worst comes to the worst, it's not going to get there anyways. But I'm just telling you. I can try to sell everything I own in Edo State today and return back to my base and then invest. I'm actually selling properties there to come and invest here. Also, somebody said, I'm fighting to be recognized by the government of Obaseki. Let me make this very clear, a little bit clearer to you guys. I will not discuss, I will not send some messages between me and the governor on the social media. But if they push me a little bit more, I will do that. I've told them before, I don't want to be recognized by anybody. In my video during the election, I did a series of videos which the APC are aware of today. That I do not want the government to even call me for a thank you. I wasn't fighting for Obaseki. I was fighting for the Edo people. My choice of support was in anticipation of what the Edos needed at that time. I don't need anyone to be who I want to be. Having God on my side is quite okay for me, guys. So, when people want to, tarnish or, destroy a struggle, they come with a lot of emotional talk in order to brainstorm. To brainwash the people, from the truth. Okay, guys, I'm not called for that. I am a contented guy. Okay, I live my life one day at a time. Okay, so I do not want to be. I cannot even be an SSA. I cannot be an SSA. I cannot be a commissioner. And what is the cost? What is the salary? He said I want to go and steal. Like I said before, I can't steal. He said you want to go and steal. What is the salary of a commissioner? It's 350,000 naira in a month. It's not enough for me to buy fuel on my generator and my car in 1 month. I've been in Benin for close to 8 months. Okay? And I still look fresh like this. So I'll be spending money. I'll be running businesses here and there. So this agitation has nothing to do with recognition from the government. Nothing. I'm fighting for my future and the future of my children. I've owned properties in communities in Benin. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5 communities. Okay? So, I'm also scared that one day there will be an uprising. A pharaoh that no not Joseph will come up. And those properties can be taken away, dragged. I can be victimized, or my children can be victimized, and what I've labored for cannot go in vain. That is what most of us are standing for. And those also who cannot speak for themselves, like the woman that is ass was grounded like pepper. Like the school teacher who are taught who have served 26 years in the public sector. Those are the people that we are actually fighting for. Those people are the people that we are here to support. Not those that have made it. Those that have made so much money as a result of politics or whatever. Please, guys, let's support this cause. This is a noble cause that every Edo man needs to support. Do you know how much money this guy actually makes from selling of lands? We just heard this morning, there was heavy gunshot around Obage area. Obage Nebusa, along Supply Road, were heavy gunshots from around 2 a.m. till this morning. Heavy gunshot. What do you think is the reason for that? I think it's land grabbing. Is that the way we want to live our lives? Do you know how many lives would have been lost as a result of that very particular incident that took place this morning? Both in the side of those youth who are fighting for their godfathers, and even the residentials of that both communities that are in this battle of supremacy over land issues. That is where some of us are coming in. This community is not a community where the only indigenous lives. The non-indigenous, not a Dolite, have bought land, built properties in these areas. Where this mess is taking place today. Can we continue in this manner? The answer is no. That's why you guys need to support this fight to a finish. Let's end the issue of land grabbing in Edo State. During the time of His Royal Highness, he said it is a taboo, it's an abomination for a house to be demolished illegally by traditional constituted authority. People today are supporting this evil act of some group of people who call themselves Okareles, Ohens, Ediges, and Ojonweres. But yet, they are quick to castigate the government of the day when they legally pull down houses that are against the master plan of the metropolis of Benin. I begin to wonder, why do we need to have a double standard when it comes to issues? One, for those who is favorable to you, you are quick to support. The other, you are quick to be against. Even with a paper from the court of competent jurisdiction by the government, people still come up to criticize them that they are illegally demolishing people's properties. But the same group of people today are the ones that are not clamoring support for this new, sheriffs in town who have become nuisance to their communities and their societies as a result of their greed for wealth and land sales. I want to advise the Edo people, it's at time we call a spade a spade. Let's support this process. Let's support this fight. You have to be a fight to finish. We must win this war. And lastly, guys, we've seen a lot of videos, we've seen a lot of articles on social media indicting one or two persons in the struggle. I want to say very clearly, guys, if you have any case, I repeat, if you have any case against any one of these people in that committee, get across to us. I have no friend. I have no enemy. I am for the Edo people. Tell us Those of us you know does not have issues with land, make your proof known to us. And we will legitimately submit your petition independently to the right channels. Or if possible, take your petition to the right quarters, which is the government of Inogas Obaseki, the palace of His Royal Highness of Bible II Ogunigan the Great, and the State House of Assembly. And I'm very sure, I'm very certain that your petition will be looked into holistically by the body assigned to deal with it. We want an Edo free of corruption. We want an Edo free of nepotism, favoritism, and tribalism. We can do it when all of us, particularly those of us in the diaspora, decide to sing the song of the Westerner in Nigeria. If you live abroad, do not support anything that is against what is being practiced where you came from. In Western world, particularly in Europe, individuals doesn't sell land, government does sell land. So I am agitating 100% that the government of Inogas Obaseki should promulgate a law under the PPP law to take total control of the shares of land in any part of the state. I'm going to re-emphasize again what I told the governor in the series of videos that I've made before. The first thing I told the governor is this: a law should be enacted to re-energize the 1976 Land Use Act, which gives control of lands to the custody of land to the government on behalf of the people. Underline the word on behalf of the people. And I said in series of my recommendations to the governor that the governor should also, as a matter of urgency, survey every land in Edo State according to the master plan that was drawn by our father, late Major General S.O. Memodia, while he was a governor of the whole Midwest region, Kumbende State. And I also said, during the survey of those lands, the government of the day will not earmark where will be used for public purposes and where they will be used for private purposes. This will not be gazetted under the Edo GIS and Ministry of Land and Survey, so Ministry of Urban Development. And I also said, each of these land that will be surveyed, the title of deed will be with the government of the state, not with the community. I went further to also recommend to the government that the moment this is done, the Ojuwere, according to the tradition and culture of the Edo people, or the Enogie, will now have the sole responsibility of selling lands in their respective community with a ratio of 50:30:20. Yes, 50:30:20. The community we take hold of 50% of the sales, the cost of sales. The government of the state will take hold of 30% of the cost of sales, and the local government will take hold of 30% of the cost of sales. And in the 20% that was accrued to the local government, the ward where that very particular property was sold will take 5% to the ward. And a committee should be set up to now monitor every of the proceeds from the sales of land to develop that community. This will reduce the expenses being incurred by the state government as a result of building basic amenities that ought to have been taken from the money accrued from the sales of land in these communities. I also said, before a land can therefore be sold, there must be a paper from the Edo GIS that the land in question is free of litigation and is free for transfer. This is what is applicable in the country where I resided for so very many years. I remember in one of my videos, I gave a vivid explanation of how I wanted to buy a parcel of land to build a property on in Sweden. I applied. First, you need to apply. Come on, guys. We already had the judges apply through the net. I applied. And I was given a portion of land. Do you know that land already had a street on it? That very particular land had a street, had a house number already in their system. Had a street name, had a house number already in their system, guys. So this can actually reduce the stress that the government is passing through today to control these maniacs who are seeing land grabbing as the easiest way to fame and to wealth. I want the government of Obaseki to look into these recommendations once again. It will help him to reduce the stress he's undergoing today and also help him to become a better and more functional government if you can do this. Please, if you're in diaspora, let's fight for justice for our people. We are the victims. Like I said yesterday during the press conference where we are the victims of land grabbing and illegal encroachment. We are the major victims. We are the major victims, guys. We are the ones that are actually being dealt with directly or indirectly. So you supporting this evil set of people will do us no good, guys. Thank you very much, guys. I need to jump out right now because I have a lot to do. I want to appreciate you all for your time. Please share this video. Send it to the appropriate quarters. Let them get this video. Very soon, I'm going to bring in a guy who is going to tell us his story about how his property was taken away from him. He was on the social media one time, but I'm going to bring him up maybe later today to explain to us what happened to him. Okay, guys? Thank you very much, guys. Have a very blessed day.
Thank you, my people. Thank you, my good people right there. good morning, good afternoon, good evening to every one of you. Yes, that the same matter that we still there, my good people. The same matter of this land grabbing. We don't go relent until we don't get our result. We never get our result. We are waiting. We were promised by the Edo State government. In fact, to be precise, the deputy governor of Edo State, Philip Chaibu, he promised us that yes, we are certainly going to get a result. So we are still waiting. What is going to happen? All these land grabbers cannot just go free like that. You know, like my brother, Mr. Stephen Ramato just said, the people who are affected on this particular situation are now we with their abroad. Yes, we are the one that is mostly affected. Who they develop for Edo? For some we talk. Do you want to compare people who live in Nigeria with those that live in diaspora? It's like 80% to 20% is truth. Even upon all the money where people with their abroad spend for that Benin, you know, Benin still look ugly. You know how many houses? Let them start counting. How many houses, modern houses where they Benin? 80% of these modern houses are for those that live in the diaspora. So we are the one where the thing they affect more. So the government must hear our cry. We are still waiting. We are not going to relent. You know, I've dedicated my channel to fight for this, you know, to make sure we all will smile again. That we stand for. Nothing will ever change that. Okay? Nothing will change that. Thank you very much, my good people right there. Let me quickly acknowledge you guys here and go. And we are coming back again. 12 o'clock, I'll be coming back here. I have someone I'm bringing here. You know, so to talk on this same issue. Yes, Onaiwo Julius, I see you there. Ima Agbedion, I see you. Frank Morogbe, I see you. Jonathan Osayi Osesmo, citizen of Zion, good morning to every one of you. Thank you very much for your continuous support. Victor Norua, Stanley Destiny, you know, I see all of them for here. Rosalie, Urban Oru, Wednesday, I see you. Israel Samuta, my brother, you know, I see all of you here. Thank you, Godwin Okposio. I see you, Joseph Todela. You know, I see all of you. David Osa, Bridget Inabulele. Thank you, my good people. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, the supporters, they do it what they do for now. You know, if you are not supporters, we'll not go figure here. You know, this support of you guys even watching us at all, it means a lot. Please let us all join together to fight for Edo State. Many of us were there abroad, we want if we go back home again. You know why? Because that fear is already inflicted in us. See, I don't go, I don't know whether I go safe. You know how many Edo people they go house, they will reach Lagos, they'll turn back, they'll reach Abuja, they'll turn back, they'll reach Port Harcourt, they'll turn back. Now, the story where they reach me now say, many Edo people now don't go to buy land for Igbo land, for Anambra, Imo State, all those land. Because things they pursue everybody, they go. You know, you will build house for those states. You don't go get peace, maybe you enter your house without saying, you know, you don't even want to go there. You guys know what I'm talking about. You know, so let's try. Danny Bastos, I see you right there. Thank you very much for your time with us. Thank you, my people. Let's join hands to fight together, beg. This will not be say person they do like say anybody to know. No, this one a fight for everybody. If you not join the fight, you are enemy of the land. That's it. That's it. Because these people, they have been suffocating us, oppressing us for so many years, even before some of us were born. You know, it's the truth. These land grabbers, not saying are the ones where they do an nice starter. Some of them, they are now their papa, their forefathers, now first started. All those ones can't die, come out. They can't still inherit them from them. You know, this one's where they do, and if we not stop and they will still die, come out, their children will still continue. Do you want us to continue like this? Yeah? Me, I get house for Lagos, I get peace. It's the truth, I get peace. Many people don't get peace for Benin. Now the truth. You know, let's say it how it is. I know it sometimes is hurtful. That peace, you know, let's fight this. Let's fight this. At least that fear, move fair, remove on. Say they don't turn Benin or those state to blood. If you come beneath, you talk, person want kill you. Eh? For the past 1 week now, gunshot, shooting everywhere in so many communities. They are killing themselves. And what are they fighting for? The same land issue. Obareti and Ubiaja community or so. There are so many killings. They'll be shooting, grenades, everything. That has been going on as we speak now, still going on. What are they fighting for? Land matter. These people, where they kill, so they are our brothers. They're supposed to be our family. No say this matter not concern you. I beg. No say no concern me. If they concern people where they concern, they are still our brothers. People where they die now for Abarati community or Ubiaja community, they are our brothers. They are dying. Or in the name of still this name called land grabbing. Land matter, nice to care everybody. So who did these people back? So we your get stone heart. We no one call for peace. May I don't get peace so. We that lives in diaspora, we cannot go home. Say, may you sleep for your own house where you build. Many of us spend 50 million, 40 million, 30 million, 20 million, take build a house for Benin. Upon all that, you go stay for a hotel. Your closest person go ask you, say, what's up? Now you there around? You say, yes. So, where you dey? My coming to which hotel you dey? You say, okay. Where you dey now? Where you yourself dey? Person they ask you, say where you dey, which hotel you dey make come to you. They say, okay. But where you dey? That one go say, me your dey Testament Road now. They drive coming to where you dey. Go say, meanwhile your drive come out now. Okay, more your meet for airport road. More your meet for that car park where that car wash where they there or that beer parlor. Nobody want to disclose where they dey because of fear. You don't even know who to trust anymore. It's the truth. For where they live for Lagos, you know if you come inside my estate, keep us go. The gate where you want pass before you reach my own house, he pass 3 gates. As you want come out, they will want call me. They will call me. Hello, sir. Your visitor is leaving. Is everything okay? Now the truth. Do we have stuff like that? That kind of system in Edo State? No, they. If you want to come visit me, even though you be my papa, you know if you enter my estate, it's not possible. I go call the first gate, they go let you in. I go call second gate, they go let you in. I will call the third gate, they go let you in. The color of your car, your name, how many people I'm expecting. You ain't want to come see me or tell me how many people they your car. Not say, I want to come see you later. I can't see say now 5 people this car. Because Kingsley, why now? He said, you see me, I surprise you. May I come with Tunde? May I come with Rosemary? May I come with EJ Kabonye? May I come with no. As you they come, guy, what's up? Okay, I can't see you this afternoon, so no wahala. If you come, if you reach my first gate, call me. As you call me for first gate, you don't reach gate. I bet how many of them are this car? I'm gonna say will be 3, right? If you not be 7, you tell me be 3. The security man not let you in. Because I'm waiting me want to tell the security man. I will call them. Hey, what's up? I have a visitor at the gate. 3 of them in the car. They came with a red car or a white car. The name of the driver is Tunde or Kingsley. Let them in. Now the security man go tell me, sir, no, sir, the car we have here is red. You are right. But we have 7 people inside. Or we have 6 people inside, or we have 1 million people inside. But you told me it's 3. We cannot allow the person in. Me go come call today back. How far now? No be you day gay. You go say yes. You say material from a day car now. My security man they tell me say una be 5. Now then you come see say they say no. Moses, you follow me before. We just say could be your surprise. No, you know they walk. Lagos don't go. They don't go. In terms of security matter, they don't leave you. Now they try abuse for Edo, so people they fight everybody. The enemies not go like us. Wait till they do so. They don't like them. Some of them they accuse me. Nigeria was why are you staying in Lagos? Why are you doing this? And why can't you stay in Benin? The time when me take build house for Benin, you never even some of you never even enter abroad. Upon all that, it's still not conducive. It's the truth. It's not conducive. How many estates do we even have estate in the whole Edo state, if I'm not mistaken? So after you pass that first gate, as I talk about, the second gate go still call you. Hello, sir. I have a visitor here. His name is Mary Madali. Okay, Mary Madali. How many of the Deka? You pass that one, you still reach the third one. I don't know whether all estate be like that. I'll tell you about mine. Some of you now where they watch me so don't come visit me. Tiri, now you go pass. No be joke. Now after you don't pass that Tiri, you come still reach my own house security. My own house. I have my own security. Where you go say come call me. Sir, visitor there outside though. See how many of the day inside car they want to come out. Say open gate for her. Before me myself go come open my own door for you. You see, say as you want to come out, they go, you will pass through all of the back again. So you go for B, say you can't kill my enemy for his house. As they call me, and not pick call. How you want to pass come out for inside that kind of state, my people? Eh? So I have somebody trying to call in right now. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you. Your name and where you are calling us from? Hello. Hello, my brother. Your name and where you calling us from?
I'm calling Austin, calling from Italy.
Oh, talk to me, sir. Go ahead. Turn down your system, please.
Yeah. Okay, sir. I'll do that now.
You only have 2 minutes. Only 2 minutes, please.
Okay. So there is something going on in the town now, whereby with this PPP law, which Obaseki just passed on now, they say that the Okaile and the Ohens now they are rushing, so making survey, applying for C4 to grab the land that remain to their names. So I don't know how we are going to work with this. If we are going to inform the department that is in charge of a survey.
Edogis, I will call you Edogis straight away now. Don't worry about that. Immediately I just drop now. I'm talking to Edogis. Edogis.
Okay.
Yes, they cannot get a C4 now while we have case at hand. It's not possible.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.
It's not possible.
That's what we are going to look into. So they say as they are rushing doing it because they now see the dimension of the whole thing. So they want to grab it to their names now.
It's okay. Immediately I round up now. I will do just that. Don't just worry. I'm calling people that is superior than every one of us right here. Don't worry.
Okay. Another thing about that guy yesterday evening, I was not chance to follow you up about that honorable issue. I don't know if I could just say something briefly.
You have only 2 minutes and you only have 20 seconds left. You call back on another show. We have a policy now. Everybody will be spending 2 minutes.
Yeah, let me just quickly say it. Honorable, because I live in Italy, I work under United Nations, Amnesty International I work with. So we should please plead with the honorable, he should stay clear for another man judiciary system, because if he were to be in Edo State or in Nigeria, honorable know that what he did or what happened, he should have gone not even 1 day in detection.
Okay, my brother, that's it. It's enough. It's okay, my brother. It's okay. Your time is over. Thank you. Call me back on this. Only 2 minutes. I'll be allowing anybody now. Only 2 minutes. It's a new policy, and we cannot be spent. This video now we cannot go beyond 1 hour because the main video was 50 minutes. So I give myself 10 minutes to talk, or whoever want to call in. So if the main video is 10 minutes, for example, we only spend 45 minutes. We want to create a room for a playback. People that will play the video back to see the video. They was okay. They can talk. They can watch it. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you. 2 minutes. Talk to me. Dolite, go ahead. Hello, I'm hearing you. Dolite, good morning. Talk to me. Go ahead.
Good morning, my brother.
Yes.
Good morning. That's what we are just saying. You understand? When people are saying, most people are saying, most of us live Benin or most of us live Nigeria. You understand? If not that, if Nigeria is good, we should come back and all that. But we have to make it known that if we didn't travel, if anybody didn't travel, for example, we could have not seen the light. You understand? When I was growing up, I heard that if somebody that is going to repair that is going to make that Nigeria stable or that Benin, those states stable, is from abroad. You understand? I now realize that this is the time. You understand? It's we that in Western world can build up the country, especially those states. That is what I have to contribute.
Thank you, my brother. God bless you. Thank you. See, that one was very brief. 1 minute. Okay. All right, my people. Like I was saying, you cannot visit somebody, in Lagos, depend on where you choose to live, though, right? Maybe you want come on, they call the call person go visit, not carry food, they don't let you go. If we can create stuff like this in Edo State, good. Many of you now where they fight us, so wait till they do no good. You they fight us. Now you will they fight for. That means you will fit travel to Edo State, you go get peace. We will fit get better estate as I they talking like so. So the kind of estate why I did for Lagos, we will get that for Benin. You will fit stick buy house for his side, you will get peace. If you know say me the open gate for your mama may enter your estate, no fee enter. You are busy using your platform to fight people that is fighting for the betterment of Edo State. Just for your personal gain. It's wrong. Let's join together to do this. If we don't fight this land grabber, someone like me get the money tomorrow, I want to go build estate for Edo State. I don't go fit. It's the truth. I cannot. The foundation must be sorted out before somebody will say, me go invest. All investors have been scared away. Do you know how many Edo people that really have this money abroad? Many Edo people where they watch me something, they are billionaires, in case you don't know. Many of them don't want to go to Benin to go build an estate. What's the security? What's the protection? You know, do you know many mansions, businesses where Edo people get for Lagos? Do you know? A lot. Because the security, though, it already did there. Now we they fight so. If possible, say this one will they fight. So now small we now where they fight and go to enjoy it. Now our children will come enjoy it even more. Let's join head together to fight it together. Don't use your platform to be fighting one another just because of your personal gain or your personal interest. Person is fighting for the whole Benin or the whole Edo. Only you go come and say, this person do me bad before. You not be good person. And you expect people to listen to you? Edo people, this is a good cause. We must fight for it genuinely. Please don't take no bribe from nobody. If you're amongst those that is fighting it right now, don't take no bribe from anybody, please. Because if we hear them, now here I'll come expose you. Thank you, my people. I appreciate every one of you. Now here we'll draw the curtain. I say I don't want to make this video past 1 hour. It's our new policy. We not forget 2 hours video again for Nigeria Watch, except in exceptional circumstances. Yes, you should understand what I mean by exceptional circumstances. Apart from that, the maximum we can ever have on Nigeria Watch is 1 hour, 20 minutes, 1 hour, 30 minutes. And for it to reach 1 hour, 30 minutes, you know, say the main video where we play for now like 1 hour. Yes. If not say now let me your come, your talk from scratch is 45 minutes and we are done. And please, guys, in case I'm going out of the line, I know say nobody's perfect. I'm not right time for this. Say Nigeria Watch. I know say my people, you guys are good on this. You're right, and there's a Nigeria Watch. 45 minutes don't reach. Oh yeah, make we close. I beg. And because sometimes I feel they talk, I don't forget myself. Let's work this together. Put on for this. Say Nigeria Watch now 45 minutes. Now you say one spend. Or this one. Let's work together. Okay? I love you all. We're coming back by 12. We have someone we're bringing in here so that we can talk more. Join us by 12 o'clock. It's just a few minutes from now. I appreciate every one of you. Thank you and see you soon.